All right, welcome back, guys, to another episode of A Pilot's Life. This is A Pilot's Life Chapter 2, the second version of A Pilot's Life, and we're flying for Endeavor Airways, which is a little Delta subsidiary. Our last flight took us from LaGuardia to Raleigh-Durham, and we're here in Raleigh-Durham in the evening, and we're going to be heading back up to LaGuardia for this flight, which is... what is this flight number? 5447. And as I say that, I'm going to write that down because I am not going to remember. 5447. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and get on board. We have our flight plan. All of our documents are available to us already. We just need to get in the aircraft to get this thing going so we can load some passengers. So first thing we're going to do is come over to the tablet, and we're going to get our performance figures sorted out so we can start loading our passengers here. And so we have, according to our flight plan, we have 53 passengers today, so that's easy. We just bumped that up to 53. We have 2,685 pounds of cargo, and that includes the bags, which is mostly bags. It's a little commuter route, so not like we're holding a whole bunch of extra cargo. So let's see, what do we want to do for this? I think we're going to do, let's go ahead and do 1,800, I think. Oops. Yeah, let's do 1,800 in the back, and then we're going to do 885 in the front. Let's see what that does. A little forward of CG, but that's okay. Oh, that's because this didn't take. What the heck happened here? This was supposed to be 1,800. Enter. There we go. Okay, that's better. So 1,800, 885, and that's a zero fuel weight 58,238, and that jives with our flight plan, so that's perfect. Fuel we need today is 8790, and so we'll just kill this 8790 and enter that. And how did our... Oh, because we had more fuel. I was like, how did our weight go down? So you can see we're like right at... what is our total weight? 6728. Maximum landing weight is 67 even. So all we have to do is burn off 28 pounds and we're below our maximum landing weight. So that's easy today. Don't have to worry about that. And we're looking at our takeoff weight of 67,028. And I show an estimated takeoff gross weight of 66,529. That's within the ballpark. Again, it's factoring in probably a different taxi burn than our flight plan is. Flight plan assumes 500 pounds of taxi fuel burned. I don't think we burn that much in taxi, quite frankly, for this aircraft, but who knows? And especially today, taxi is going to be pretty short. So anyway, so we'll go ahead and set the payload in the sim, hit it twice, make sure that goes back to where it was. It is dry, obviously. We'll do flaps 8, so we'll set all, and that gives us 130 for V1 VR and 140 for V2. And that's all good there. I've already got ahead and opened the doorway, connected the jetway, opened the baggage, and connected the ground power card and the ground air. So that is all ready to go. So we can go over here to the flight deck and get our battery switch on. And we'll just reset that real quick to make sure there's no issue. We're going to take a note that our thrust reversers are in the off position. Our flaps are up, our spoilers are down, and... windshield wipers are not engaged. I can't remember the switch over. Oh, yeah, there it is. Windshield wiper switches over there. So I think we're good to go ahead and start up our connection with the ground. So we'll do that right now. Ground power is connected, and things will start to come on. And while that's happening, we're going to go ahead and set our mood lighting. And a little bit of flood. It is evening time, so it's going to get dark as we fly. So this is really important today to make sure this is set. I can't remember the last time I flew this airplane in the dark. We'll get that up out of our way. Make sure our overhead panel lights, our backing lights are on. And we'll go ahead and turn on our no smoke light. And oops, that goes up. There we go. And seatbelt sign is off for now, and emergency lights go to arm. Those are the main things we want to do. Air conditioning is going to be off because we have external air right now. We will turn on the recirc fan right there, and the rest of this can stay the way it is. Okay, at this point we're ready to begin the boarding process. I'm going to do, actually no, that's fine, we can do that in a second. Let's start boarding. So to do that, we're going to use PACX today, so I'm going to open up that, and I have a, I realized I Did I? Oh yeah, here it comes. I realized I had a profile for this airplane that actually allowed me to use the correct load numbers. So we're going to use that today. Start flight, flyer's career, endeavor, and this all checks out. We're going high today, 39,000 feet. I do want to change this number because we've been using the more accurate boarding time. Although I think I found it's interesting the way they do it, and so I'm gonna show you what I do here because I played with this last night with the MD-80, and I'm gonna try something. Although in this aircraft I don't think it's as much of an issue. With the bigger planes it's a little bit more of an issue, but so maybe we don't need to do it in this one. But I think what we did is we were adding 10 minutes to this, so I'm gonna say 33 just to be safe, and that's good there. So we'll say next, and so we can see CRJ 753, but see our max is 66, and it actually should be 70. So if I look here, oh, I've got two CRJ 7s. That's interesting. Oh, you know, I know what. Oh, what the heck? Crap. Okay. You know what? I know what happened. I'm familiar with this problem, and I haven't encountered it in a while. I will go back and fix. Thankfully, we don't have enough passengers to justify needing to use the other profile, but I now know the issue is, so we will not do that again. We'll start flight. At least it didn't crash the sim, it just crashed the PACX program. Alright, so Endeavor next. CRJ 753, that's fine. Basically, when I coded it, I left an error in there somewhere, and it crashes the sim when that happens. So we have Wi-Fi, we don't have in-flight entertainment. Basically, what I was noticing is when these guys are boarding, they board it just slower. So it doesn't like they have one guy walk on and come, and then one guy comes on. And it's like, that's not realistic at all. You know, you ever board a plane, they're like one after the other. So anyway, so I think the compromise, because then it goes super slow. So I think the compromise is to do it in realistic, but immediately tell the flight crew, can we expedite boarding? And I don't know if that, but like I said, for this aircraft, I don't think it was really a problem when we did it before, because I think we did our last flight down here with that. So I'm going to leave it again. But I know with the MD-80, I think that's what I'm going to do. And anything basically bigger than a CRJ, I think I'm going to try that, because I think it's a median point. What I want to try, actually what I should do is time these and see, hey, what's the boarding time for so many passengers, using it, and then using it with the short system and using it with long but expedited. Because what I'm also afraid that might be happening is when I do it expedited, it just reverts to short and it starts doing it that way. So I'll play with that and figure it out. For now, I think I'm just going to leave it at the long way because I think it was fine. So we'll say next. We're not going to serve... What's our flight time? 1 hour 6. Okay, so we can do snacks. So we'll leave the things here. What's funny is when you uncheck this, it's like there's no... I wish it would like alert the passengers, kind of like they advertise on a flight, like, hey, this flight doesn't have in-flight service or whatever it is. If you unchecked it, I think if you check it and the flight isn't capable of doing it, like it's under an hour, I think in that case it should say, you know, then you get the people commenting like, I think they forgot to feed us, and they, you know, this airline I didn't get anything to drink. They complain like that even when you uncheck this, and it's a flight that's so short that they can't do the in-flight service. So I wish there was a way to like tell the passengers, hey, you don't get service on this flight. You should have known that when you signed up. But anyway, it's a minor thing. So we're going to leave all that the way it is, and we're going to say start. And they're going to start boarding, and you can see, as an example, you see this is the one guy, but like there'd be like a flood of people coming here. And I get it, actually, in the very beginning, this is probably kind of realistic because when they first start checking your tickets, you know, it's kind of a little thing. But then what happens is people get jammed up because people are trying to put their bags in. And this, you know, quickly becomes like a solid line as people are boarding. And so I think that would be kind of a little bit better. But this will go fast enough, I think, because there's only 53 of them. But when you have like over 100, it takes a while. Anyway, all that to say, we're going to move that out of the way. We've got things to do. We've got an aircraft to prep. We've got to get to LaGuardia. I did forget to turn on my FO's mood lighting, and for that I will be punished. So I'm going to do that right now, and we're going to turn that up to flood. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and get the IRSs, or whatever they're called in this aircraft, into nav mode. And let's go down here and check our database. Database is still... Why does it think today's the 19th? It's not the 19th. Today is the... It's the 17th or the 18th, depending on what day you want to talk about, but it's definitely not the 19th. Interesting. Did I go into the wrong day somehow in the sim and not realize it? Interesting. Okay, apparently we're flying in the future. Because it is very decidedly Tuesday the 17th right now, according to my clock. Now, granted, in Zulu time, it is the 18th, but it is definitely not the 19th. All right, whatever. Position in it, it's not important. KRDU, and we're going to set that FMS position right there. Boom, and go to flight plan. All right, so we're going to go KRDU, and we're going to go to KLGA. And what is our alternate today? Alternate is Boston. KBOS. Boston. All right, let's execute that information so far. Just lock that in there. Departure arrival is the Bexco 5. And based on the winds, I think we're assuming 23. We're on this side of the airport, so I think 23 right is in order. Let's just do that. And is it the Bowsy transition? It is Bowsy. All right, we'll execute that information. We'll go back to the flight plan page to get the terms right. From Bowsy, we need to go to Hotel Papa Whiskey. Hotel Papa Whiskey. And from there, we're going to Hubs. Hotel Uniform Bravo Sierra. Hotel Uniform Bravo Sierra. I would be lying if after saying Hubs, I wanted to, for some reason, say Hotel Uniform Bubba. I don't know why. I was really having to concentrate on the phonetic alphabet at that point. And then we're going to Papa X-Ray Tango. I think that is Patuxent. PXT. As in Patuxent River Naval Air Station. And then we're doing the Corey 4 into LaGuardia. So we're going to go back to departure arrival. I'm going to hit that one more time. Arrival. And the Corey 4... there's the PXT transition right there, and after having looked at the winds, it was like 320 at like 14 gusting 20 or some nonsense. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with we're going on runway 31. So yeah, it was quite the feat there, and I think it's just a localizer. We don't have a full ILS. That's okay. So and vectors in. We'll execute that. We'll go to legs. And now we're going to check for discontinuities. So we do have that here. We're going to just simply copy that over and execute that. And that takes care of that guy. And Skippy, Bessie, Edger, Davy, Holly, Brand, Corey, Robbinsville, Tykes, Minx, Renew, Proud. And then I think this is our vector. Yeah, so we'll leave this open because we've got the vector there. And we may get ATC. Who knows? I doubt it, but we might. So. Okay, so I think we're good there. Just want to make sure that goes down to the runway. It does. 31. Perfect. So we can go back to flight plan and go to perfinit. We're going to put in our passenger number, which is 53. Our cargo, which is 2685. And our fuel, which is 8790. 8790. And cruise altitude today is 39000. And that all jives. I just want to make sure 58239 shows 58239. Yes, it does. And 67029 is ramp weight. That all jives with the flight plan. We're good there. Execute that. VNAV setup 250 below 10,000. Transitions 18,000. That's all good. So I'm okay with that. All right. All right, we're good. Let's go ahead and go back to the legs page, and that's set up. And we can finish doing the rest of our sets and checks. I do need... I had it up. Let's see if it's still up. It's a bit old, but it'll probably change. But currently the weather here in Raleigh-Durham is 230 at 4, 10-mile viz, few clouds at 25,000, temperature 192.12, altimeter 29er. So we do need to set that. So we're going to come down here and set our barrel 29er. That is set. Field elevation here is 435, and that pretty much jives on the altimeter there. So that just is like another check you can do to kind of make sure that's right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the takeoff and departure out of here to make sure we're all set. So what we're going to do is pull this up on the tablet. Here is the airport. You can see us at the gate over here. 23 right is what we're going to do. 234 is the heading. We got 10,000 foot runway. And so we'll taxi out here. We'll go up Bravo all the way up to Bravo 9 and right there to take off. For our SID, it is the Bexco 5 departure. Wow, if that isn't a highfalutin SID I've ever seen. My goodness. So definitely vector departure. So we're going to take off, and shortly thereafter, we're basically going to pull a 180. I think is what we're going to do, because that's basically what we need to go back to. 3,400 feet is our minimum safe altitude, and we need to be at or above 2,500 feet by here. Ooh, so hard. This is 25 miles away. I can't imagine we wouldn't be above that by there. Holy crap. So there, Bexco, and then Bowsy. There's really nothing to that. Top altitude is Jet 6,000, so we'll set that. But again, I doubt we're going to get anybody coming online. If I'm able to climb right. Wow, yeah, seriously. Standard or lower than standard if authorized with minimum climb, 240 feet per mile, yeah, big whoop-de-doo. So difficult. So you can kind of see here, based on the ground speed, what your climb rate needs to be, and yeah, that's no problem for us as a jet. Okay, so that's simple. So I'm just going to put that away. Wow. So difficult. Go back to the page there. Okay. So that's set. That's taken care of. I feel like there should be a bit of a flood on this thing, because this is going to get dark. Let's see. Is there a... Oh, that is that flood. I see.
We're ready to go when you are.
Yeah, see, there. That still loaded up pretty dang quick. That was impressive, actually. They're not all on here, though. Oh, no, they are all on. They're just not all in their seats. I see what happened. Okay. Yeah, the last two people are getting their seats now. Yeah, so there's no reason to expedite on the real-time load for the CRJ, but bigger jets, yes. Okay, so 2,000, we're going to go with that. Let's go ahead and turn this guy on. We'll get that stuff once we have hydraulics. And we're going to set 6,000 on the altitude. There we go. 6,000 there. Let's go ahead and get the APU rolling. And wait, that says open. There it does. And APU start. Let's also make sure our nav light's on. Should have done that. And we'll put the logo light on because it's getting dark. Getting darksies. And while that's happening, let's go ahead and pre-plan the pushback. And then we'll close our doors and we'll get going. Something, if anyone knows the answer to this, I would love to know. Microsoft Flight Simulator has a habit of when you load your aircraft at an existing gate that they've marked, it either puts your aircraft in a weird place along this line, which for some I can understand if it's like the center of the aircraft is in a weird position from what other normal default aircraft are, but then it'll do this, where it is totally misaligned to the line. Like, there's no excuse for that. Like, I can understand starting in a weird place backwards from it, but misaligned to the line? Come on. Come on. That's just amateur hour. I wish I knew what was going on there, or if there was a way to fix it, but who knows. Okay, so that is set. Let's go ahead and... Do we have APU? Okay, APU's on. We're going to disconnect from the ground power. And we're going to go over here, and we're going to disconnect, and we're going to disconnect. We're going to put on the APU air and do that. Windshield heat is going to come on to low. And let's put the seatbelt sign on. And we'll close the doors. Wait for the jetway to move. We'll close these guys. There goes the jetway. Close
Good
that.
evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 5447 with service to
And parking
New York.
brake is
Our
up,
flight
so
time
we'll go
will be
ahead and
roughly
take away the
1
chocks.
hour and 6 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all
Cockpit
devices
to
are in
ground.
airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you
All
have
right,
not
so
already,
he's
please
coming to
fasten
give us
your
a push.
seatbelt and verify it is low
And
and
oh,
tight
I need to get
across
on
your lap.
V-Pilot.
Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
Connect. What are we? 5447. CRJ7. Connect. And oh, I need to change this in a pilot's life. Change aircraft. Is the 7.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
There we
The
go.
parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Alright, and there was nobody. Whoa! The heck was that?
Viewer disagree.
We are cleared for start and push.
What the heck?
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Excuse me, what just happened? I had the AP running. What the crap?
Please release parking brake.
What now in the who? Why did the
Please
APU shut
release
down?
parking
Okay,
brake.
shut up, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft.
Alright, APU's
You will
firing
notice
back
the light
up.
illuminated
That
above
was
the
super
When
weird.
this light
What
is
the
illuminated,
crap?
please fasten your seatbelts low and tight across
I'd
the
already
back.
disconnected ground power, so there was really no reason for that to
One another,
happen.
Please
tighten by
release
pulling
parking
on the
brake.
loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper
What
portion
did
of the
that?
buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight as we may experience unexpected.
Please release parking brake.
Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an
Please
emergency
release
and we
parking
need to
brake.
evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting
The
on
real
the floor that
question
will
is,
guide
do we
you.
have to
In the event of a loss of cabin
align? Okay,
pressure,
so
an
we're
oxygen mask
on.
will drop in front
Please
of you.
release parking
Set the
brake.
flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you, and place it firmly over your nose and mouth. Secure the elastic band behind your head and tighten the
Well, there's a whole bunch of
strap
stuff
if
that went freaky on that
Please
because
release parking brake.
the beacon got turned on somehow. These all got turned
Children,
on.
now's the time to pick your favorite one. But
Please
secure
release
your mask
parking brake.
and assist
Wow,
others.
that was
Keep your
weird.
mask on until a member of the crew advises you
What
to
the
cease.
heck?
In the event that the pilot decides to take us for a swim,
Please release
a
It reset all my.
located in a pouch under your seat or
It
between
reset
the
my
armrests.
lights. Like,
When instructed to do
something
so,
like
open the
reset
plastic
the
pouch and
aircraft.
remove the vest. Flip it over your head.
what
Wrap
did
the
I
straps around
push?
your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your
Okay,
seatbelts are
we're gonna do a
fastened
quick
and keep
once
fastened
over
seatbelts
here and
in
make
their
sure
full
we're
upright
still
position.
set.
We remind
Yeah,
you
that's
that this is a
10,000
non-smoking
again.
flight. Tampering
Should
with,
be
disabling, or
6.
destroying the smoke detectors located in the
And
laboratory
that's still
is prohibited
$2.99,
by
so
law.
that's
All
good.
this information and more can be found in the safety code
Legs
located in the
page
seat back in front of
has
you.
been
Just
erased.
reading this and letting
Okay,
the
so we
captain
gotta
member know
reset
if you have
this.
any
That's
questions.
great.
Thank you for flying with us again,
Let's
and
let
we
me
hope
check
you
our
enjoy your
position
flight.
here. Actually, pausing it. Oh yeah, this is that would be bad. All right, KRDU. All right, KRDU. We'll do this real quick. KLGA. KBOS. I love when things go awry. Alright, execute. Departure. Runway 23 right. Where's my... What the heck? Where's my departure? Cancel mod. That was weird. Okay, execute. And then departure arrival. That's it. I want to go to flight plan first. Next page. Let's see. HPW. HUBBS. And PXT. Alright, execute, departure arrival, Corey 4, PXT, Loke 31, vectors execute, go to the legs, next page, Patuxent, execute, next, okay, that's good. We'll go back to flight plan, perfinit, 53, 2685. This is 8790. Well, it's not anymore, so that's actually the fuel number is correct now. 39000. And that's all good. Okay, execute VNav. That's good. Execute. Do that. Legs. Okay. Weird. What the heck? Okay. Closed. Removed. Okay, good. Okay. Start your back.
Parking brakes are released.
Begin.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
Yeah, we'll start in the sequence.
Alright, I'm gonna turn the dome light on now, because... Oh, that is on. Oh, weird. Okay. Let's, boost pumps are... Oh, why are those... okay. Those got turned on, sure. Let's start engine number 2. Gear disagree again. Why are we not starting up the engine? The APU is running, yeah? Yeah. Start. Why? What is happening? Am I missing something? This plane...
Cabin is secure. Ready
Yeah,
for departure.
Shush. This plane is borked. Okay, let's turn that off. APU. Isolation valve open. Bleed valves auto. Why do they have a yaw damper fail? Is that because the
Okay, pushback
hydraulics?
completed. Please set your parking brake.
What the frick is going
Parking
on
brake
here?
set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
What are we missing here?
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Right and left
Roger.
engine
Good engine
bleeds
start. Clear to disconnect.
closed.
See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Both
Holding position, waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
bleed air normal. Alright, PACX off, recirc fan off, AP and LCV open, seatbelts, isolation open, park brake, left and right reverser armed. When did that happen? Wait, my engines are started. What the crap? Did I somehow hit like a turnaround state? Oh, that is so weird. Okay, the engine's fired up. That's why everything went wonky. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we can turn the APU off. We can turn the air back on. Recirc can come back on. That's on. That's why the hydraulics are all came on. Because, yeah, we went to... Oh, God, friggin' A. What did I was down here. I didn't even click anything over here, though. I was, like, clicking... Like, when it happened. What was I doing? I'll have to go back and look at the VOD on that one. That is super weird. Okay, why is the yaw damp fail? That's what I... Oh, I know why. Because we're at that stage, and I haven't done it yet. Alright, I'm going to turn the transponder... why does it say standby? Oh, there we go. So that's right. Okay, yaw dump lights off. That's why the reversers were armed. Okay, this is making much more sense now. Flaps coming down to 8. Good lord. That'll really throw you off in your sequence. Alright, we got 12 minutes. Let's go. Brakes released. Oh, crap. Hang on a minute. I almost forgot. Because I was flying the MD-80. Come on, baby. Oh my gosh. It's always the furthest one away. Alright. Quadrant CRJ. Okay, it's not CRJ new, it's just CRJ then. Pedals don't matter. This guy, that should be correct. And the yoke. So I guess that can be there too. Yeah, that could be fine, okay. Are we still pulling to the side now? Yes, why? Oh, it's because the rudder is defaulted. I remember that now. Okay. Good grief.
Please note, the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there's a reading light on the panel above you.
Raleigh traffic Endeavor 5447 type CRJ is taxiing to runway 23 right via Bravo, Raleigh. Okay, what I do need to get off the tablet without hitting any of the bad buttons is it show what I know. 6.9 the trim. Let's power you off so that doesn't happen again perfectly. So 6.9. Fast taxi here. There's 6.9. Alright, trim set, flaps are 8 for takeoff. And again, we're just going to do a flip around there. We're going to go flight director on. Actually, I'm going to do heading the direction we're facing right now, because that's the about face we're going to do. So that's easy. This is a long runway to get to the other end of. That's 30 knots. We go above that, we're gonna be in trouble. Oh, I thought my throttles were idle. They were not. They were decidedly not. Alright, here we go. Raleigh traffic, Endeavour 5447, lining up runway 23 right and departing to the north. Right hand downwind departure, Raleigh. Okay, strobes are coming on. Landing lights. Here we go. Toga. V1 rotate. Whoa, where's my... What the heck's happening on my view? That was weird. What is going on with my view? Why is it drifting? Stop that. Oh my god. What the heck is happening? I'm not moving the camera around. It's doing that on its... It's like I'm independent all of a sudden of the... What the frick is going on here? What the heck kind of weird view am I in? Are my other views doing that? Yeah, they are. They're all drifting. That is not helpful to fly. Microsoft, what are you doing? They do some weird update with this latest. Alright, let's start turning back toward the field here. Let's go. Speed. Go up to 250. Stop moving my eye point. It is obnoxious. Alright, flaps one. Hopefully we can figure that out in cruise. And flaps up. My flaps not going up or something? Well, my hydraulics are on, right? Yeah. They're not going... Oh, they're... No, they're not going... What the heck? Why do I still have this altitude? Oh, my gear. Damn it. It's because I got all flummoxed with the eye point thing. Up. Oh my gosh. Take those out. I still don't know what's going on with my views, but it doesn't seem to be doing it anymore. Of course, it'll do it at the most inopportune time now. Oh my gosh. Weirdness. Absolute weirdness. Sim looks so cool at night. Oh goodness.
Galley or near the laboratory.
Oh,
This
there's
aircraft
10,000
is equipped with
feet.
Onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page to pay a small fee for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight speed thanks to our
Probes are on.
partners.
Okay, good.
Connect to the Wi-Fi, and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live streaming and case news library.
Speed up a little bit. That's a cool shot. Approaching 16,000. Let's finish bugging this up. I just did enough to get me going, but I want to get to 2.3 and have a problem. So go up to 3.9. There we go. 3.9 is set. Transition altitude coming up next. Alright, there's 18. We're going to right click and select transition altitude to set. And we are good to go. Everything is happening normally. Let's close the APU door. Alright, after this flight, we'll only have two more trips to do. One is to Norfolk and one to Buffalo. And that will end our first round of flights. And at that point, actually, I think once I get to the point where I'm ready to fly the Buffalo route, I'm going to apply for some airlines that allow me to fly either 737 or MD-80 and stuff like that. So we can start using some of the bigger jets and some of the cooler jets that we now have in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It does take a few days for those applications to go through. Pilot's Life simulates that it doesn't just like tell you instantly, which is kind of cool. So you gotta kind of plan ahead. And so we will try that. Rays of dusk ending over there in the west. we're above 20,000 feet. It's smooth. Let's go ahead and release the passengers. Because I am benevolent.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when using in case of unexpected turbulence.
Currently, we don't have any ATC on. It's a quiet eastern seaboard here tonight, so just on our own. Just about to cross into Virginia. Top climb is expected to be right about at the Chesapeake Bay. And then our top of descent is just on the other side of Delaware. So just entering New Jersey is where it's calculated top of descent. Now what we're going to want to do is look at our arrival procedure and calculate our own and see how that meshes. Because we not only have the calculated top of descent is from the flight plan. The CRJ here is going to create its own based on what it thinks from this, and then we're going to create our own. And all of those should be relatively close. Unless we went and changed something drastic as an altitude restriction, they should be fairly close to each other. A good example, though, of how they can be off is if the star calls for an expected crossing point, but it's not a required crossing altitude. A lot of times we'll treat that like a required one, and so, but because the airplane doesn't think it is, unless you go and change it in there, it's going to go with the data of thinking it's not, and it's going to ignore it completely. So something to be careful of. You always want to, if you don't have ATC, my recommendation is if you don't have ATC on, is to treat those expected as hard altitudes, and it'll help your descent planning. And it'll especially help if ATC comes on suddenly and tries to direct you, and they now feel like you're 5,000 feet too high because you're not following the star as they would have prescribed it. Even though it wasn't a hard altitude, in their procedures they would have given you that. So it's just good standard practice. All right, we're just passing 30,000 feet. We have 9,000 feet to go because we're climbing high today, all the way up to 39. I believe this is the lights of Richmond, Virginia up here, based on the next big city on the map that's coming up. Let's run the dome lights on. Let's see, where's that guy? There we go. This is one of those instances where during the cruise I'll probably turn that off, but during the approach I might turn it back on just because it's really hard to see the buttons here. Like they have the knobs highlighted, but they don't really have the buttons. I mean, you can kind of guess because of what's below, but it can make it hard to interact with stuff in the cockpit when you can't see and you can't feel, so all you have is a mouse. You know, and the real thing, you could actually kind of feel around the switch a little bit, and your eyes would adjust a bit to the darkness, whereas they don't adjust the same. As much as the HDR stuff tries to play that role, it's a little different. I suppose we could try and help that by turning some of the flood down. We do that. Where are the screen controls here? Is that one of these? No. Format range. I would think it would be over here, but I don't see nav source barrel format range. Displays. Okay, that's the center guys. So where's our display? Oh, display, haha. There we go. Turn those down a bit. It's not quite so bright. Oh yeah, fine. There we go. Much dimmer cockpit. Help your eyes adjust in the sim as best you can. Actually, it does kind of have the effect of helping. Yeah, kind of. Alright, 36,000, 3,000 feet to go. I think we hit top climb before the estimated top climb. Of course, that was mainly because we took off going the other direction. So we had a lot of time to make up. Not a whole lot of aircraft flying around here. I'm seeing on my map just 2 or 3, well, 2 over kind of by New Jersey and Delaware, and 1 a little bit more north in Pennsylvania, and 1 just north of Long Island. It's a quiet night. Quiet Tuesday night. Once we reach top of climb here, we'll start looking at our descent timings. In the meantime, we just sit back and enjoy the night. All right, 1,000 to go. We're doing Mach 7.7. Yeah, so once we get up to cruise here, we'll set it for about Mach 8. Mach 0.8, not Mach 8. So we go Mach 8. That would be insane. crossing over Hotel Papa Whiskey. Next stop is Hubs. And there is our altitude reach. So let's go ahead on the speed and set Mach 0.8, and then we'll just leave the thrust levers and climb there until we reach that position. That is Richmond down there. And actually, yeah, you can't really see it from here. Just kind of behind here is in the distance, you'd probably be able to see the lights of Norfolk, which is where we're going next. Let's see if we can do... Oops, that was interesting. How about I did? There we go. It was weird. I don't know what I hit there, but it was wrong. Yeah, there we go. That's Norfolk down in the background there. Norfolk. That's where we're headed on our next flight. And there we can see it's reached the magenta there, so we're going to pull the throttles back to manual. So we can watch our speed, and we need to check on our arrival and see where our top descent needs to be. So let's do that. We're doing the Corey 4 into LaGuardia. And that looks like this. So we're coming in from Patuxent, right there. And so we have a at or above 270 at Ridgey, at or above 240 at Smyrna, at or above flight level 190 at Skippy, at or above 17 at Bessie, at or above 13 at Davies, 1100 above at Brand, and then hard altitude Corey. There we go. So all of these really just mean we can't descend, you know, too fast. But this is the one that matters. We've got to be at 10,000 at Corey. And then from there, it looks like we don't have any more restrictions all the way up until Apple. Now, what we want to see here is Midway Vector's final approach course from Proud. Okay, and then we want to look at our approach here into 3-1. So from Proud's probably going to put us over here somewhere, so we're going to want to kind of dogleg around to Queen. Let's see, that is 10 miles out on the 3-1. We'll look at Corey again. This is a 25-mile range ring, which means that's 12. So actually... yeah, so I think actually what we're probably going to do, we'll probably break away at Apple instead of going all the way down to Proud. I think that would probably be the wiser decision. But we need to figure out our descent here. So we're at 39, we got to get down to 10. So we're going to go out and pull out our calculator. We're going to do our rule of... excuse me. There we go. Don't be dumb. Alright, so rule of 3, so we're at 39, we got to get to 10, so that's 29,000 feet to lose. We multiply that by 3 and we get 87. So roughly 87, we're going to add 10 to that as the buffer. 97, we can actually call it an even 100 and we'll be fine. So we're looking for 100. So starting from Corey, we got 5.3 back, 5.6, 4.4, 5.4, 12.4, 12.6. 20. I'm gonna make sure we're looking at the right ones here. 21.5. So there's 87. So that takes us to Ridgy. So that's really close. And then we have 18.5 to guard. You're on guard. So that's plus 18.5 is 105. So that gives a nice buffer. And so I think we just plan to descend to guard. That'll be nice. I think that'll work. So now what we want to do is we want to come over to the sim here, and we're going to see what it says for top of descent. So if we look, first of all, we want to make sure we have the correct altitude constraint, and that one that we really care about is this hard altitude of 10 at Corey, and that is there. So if we go on to our little guy here and we increase the range, that's not the range. There's Ridgy, there's guard, and look at that, top of descent is sitting right on top of it. So that's a good calculation for top of descent. And if we look at our flight plan, what did it calculate top of descent at? Yeah, see, it calculated top of descent at between Skippy and Bessie, way up here. So yeah, the flight plan clearly did not take into account the star. It just looked at it really just looked at the total distance. So yeah, so we always want to be careful about what you're looking at for top of descent. So I think that firms it up. Guard is our guy there. We're going to go off that. It's 105 miles to our 10,000 point. That'll give us plenty of time to get down. I think that'll work out nicely. All right, I think that is guard. That worked out nicely timing-wise. Yep, that's guard, top of descent. Let's go ahead and select 10. Pull the thrust levers back. Vertical speed. And we're going to select 2,000 feet a minute. I don't know that I ever heard if they had decided to do snacks or not. I don't know. I believe this very bright area up here is Philadelphia. It's like Wilmington, Philadelphia, Trenton. Yeah, I'm just going to carefully watch our speed there, make sure we don't get too slow and also don't get too fast on the descent. We want to descend just right. All right, now that we've started descent, though, let's go ahead and check the METAR for the Guardia. And this is 56 minutes old, so it's a bit on the old side. But the altimeter is only 29901, so that's easy. Right now we're looking at 330 at 10 knots, so still planning 3-1. Unless we want a pretty stark crosswind. 10 mile viz, clear, temperature 16, dew point 3. So yeah, 3-1 it is. That's going to give us an 8 knot headwind and a 5 knot crosswind. If we went with 4 or 2-2, we have a 5-knot headwind and 8-knot crosswind. So I think I'd rather take the former rather than the latter. Although now that it is below, let me see. I wonder what the Guardia is doing. I'll bet you they're landing 4. Now that the winds have calmed down. Let's check and see what they're doing IRL. KLGA. Alright, this guy landed 16 minutes ago. And oh no, he landed 3-1. Alright, so 3-1 it is. We'll stick with that. Corey 4. And it looks like he did exactly what I'm going to do, is peel away around Apple, and yeah, perfect. Okay. Good. Then I'm doing it right. So 291, that's practically standard, so. Alright, we're back to knots again, so I'm going to select this to 280. And we'll drop some speed here. Remember, going too fast on the descent will make us arrive late to our crossing restriction. And going too slow on the descent will make us arrive really early and burn a lot more fuel, so. Alright, coming up on 30,000 feet. Alright, on the approach for 3-1, it's only localizer, so we want to be very keen about the altitudes. We do have a PAPI on the right hand side, it looks like, which is good. Looks like at Queen and Fabry being the essentially the final approach fix, is 1,700 feet. And that gives us a 3.06 degree glide slope all the way down to, so now we have 2 missed approach points. Straight in. That's strange. It looks like 593 is the missed approach height, decision height. VNAV decision height. The missed approach here is a climbing right turn to 2000 outbound on the LGA 43 degree radial to Greco. 5.7 miles from LGA and hold. Continue climbing hold 2000. Yeah, so it'd be almost a 90 degree turn. Actually, it's going to be a little bit more than a 90 degree turn to get on the 43 from the runway environment. 2,100 feet is the minimum safe altitude for us. MDA is 593 or 600 baro. .108.5 and 316 is the final approach course, and it should grab that for us. I don't know if it's going to show up in here yet. No, not yet. But it should tune that. Oh, and I'm going to come over here, since we don't have any ATC, I'm going to change this now to, instead of after Proud, we're going to go Queen after Apple. And execute that. Alright, that's in there now. Oh, we're getting fast. Okay, we're not in danger of violating these, so that's good. And now we're getting slow. This looks like the New York metropolitan area we're coming up on right here. And it wants our altimeter setting. 29er, 91. Alright, there's Corey. That says at or above 10. That's not right. That should have been a hard 10. Right? It was Corey that was... I feel like I must have missed that when I was... Yeah, Corey's a hard 10. That's interesting. Alright, we're only 10 miles away from that. I'm going to go ahead and chop the throttles. Because I think we're going to be a little high. But at 10 we got to be 250 anyway, so might as well cut the speed back. Alright, below 15, let's go ahead and put the passengers back in their seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is now turned on, so it is time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Increase our rate of descent here a little bit. See if we can't do our best to make this restriction. We're still going to violate it, it looks like. It's because I got fast on the descent there for a while and didn't catch it. We're like 3,000 feet high. Yep. 2,500 feet high. Epic fail. The nice thing is, though, I mean, we've got a ways, and it's just basically 10,000 at this point, so there's no ATC, it's not a big deal, but still. Okay, so let's go ahead and select 250 on the speed and 245. Alright, we want to be 1,700 at Queen, and so we've got roughly, after this next waypoint, which is Robbinsville,
We have begun our final descent
we have
into
14,
New York. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any track one final time.
26,
Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position.
29, so
Please also
that's
store any
30,
items
we got about
either in the
30,
pocket or
plus maybe
under the
another
seat.
10 or
Please
15,
all
so
Wi-Fi
40
related
miles or
tasks
so.
and stow any larger electronics.
So we'll actually probably want to continue on down here just a little bit. Like, we should probably hit Apple at 5,000. So I would say at probably a little bit before Minx, we'll start on down again. Well, like at 10,000. Let's turn on the landing lights. Stop that. Go ahead and arm the reversers. And let's get our bright. That's it. That's all I got to work with. Okay. Alright, so it looks like VREF 134. We're going to set that and power that off. Alright, let's start on down to 5,000. Watching the speed. Alright, coming up on 5,000. That's good. We're just about to hit Apple. And then we're going to dogleg off to the right a little bit. Let's bring the speed back in before we get too low. I think that's runway 4, the Guardia right there. Which we're not landing on. We're landing on the one going this way. So we're going to push over here and end around. Alright, let's look at bring up the approach plate now for 31. Here we go. And now we want to go down to 17. Right, 17, yeah. Alright, you see it's tuned our localizer for us. Let's verify the frequency. Radio 1085, 1085, yep. So we should be good there. Back to legs. LaGuardia traffic, Endeavour 5447 type CRJ 700 is on a left downwind for runway 31 LaGuardia. It's not quite a downwind, but it's close enough. Slow the rate of descent there a little bit. go flaps 1. And I'm going to set on the speed our 134. Actually, I'm not going to do 134. We're going to do I'm going to +5 it. So we'll do 139. There we go. I'm just going to flash right over JFK. Flaps 8.
Terrain.
Shush. Go heading, and we're going to go intercept. There's our runway right there. Coming out your flaps, gear down. Alright, autopilot's away. Flaps full. Alright, gears down, green light, flaps are full, reversers are armed. Guardia traffic, Endeavor 5447, CRJ, 3 mile final, runway 31, LaGuardia. Thousand go. That ballooned on me all of a sudden. There's 2 whites, 2 reds.
500. 400. 200. 100.
Sync rate.
50. 40.
Sync rate.
30. 20. 10.
Reversers are out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New York. The local time is 9:38 p.m. and it's currently about 61 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have been shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
Come on. Let's get those strobes off. LaGuardia traffic, Endeavor 5447 clear of runway 31 and all active runways, LaGuardia. Alright, so heading back to the terminal. Gonna go ahead and open the APU door there. We got our flaps coming up here. Make sure our speed brake is reset. Start the APU. Getting speedy there. Slow it on back. What I should have done in hindsight was do the go ahead and do the approach to runway 4 and do the circle to land runway 31. That would have been a cooler approach. And that's technically what Delta did. And that would have kept us from going right over the top of JFK too, which that is probably not the preferred method. But what are you gonna do? Let's turn the reversers back off. We'll go ahead and we can exit this next one. First gate here. I'm going to turn that guy off so I don't blind anybody, even though now I can't see. There's the dumb line. There it is. Just a little further. That's good. Alright, parking brake is right there. And APU's on the bus. Let me turn lights on so I can see dome light. Let's call the jetway. Chocks in place, connect, baggage doors open, and release the passengers. Beacon can go off. We'll put the probes off. Aircon will stay on because we're on the APU at the moment. These guys go off. All right, that's it. Welcome to LaGuardia. I'm gonna turn all the cockpit lights back up. Because I can. There we go. All right, they are exiting the aircraft. We can take a look at the report for a pilot's life and see how we did. Flight report. Landing gear retract. Yeah, that was my bad. We didn't pull that up right away. Landing light off before 10,000. Again, I find fault with this. What if that's saying I'm turning it off before 10,000, or I don't know. And taxi light. That's not really a thing, but whatever. 95 though. That's not bad. These are little trivial whatevers. I will own the landing gear one. That was all me. Although I still don't understand what's happening to my view, moving all around the cockpit. It was like a baby that can't control his neck. So that was weird, but whatever. All right, we're gonna submit the flight. There we go. Yep, so our next one is to Norfolk, flight 4804. And let's move that out of the way. Let's now turn our attention to PACX, who are deboarding. We were early, which is good. You see them getting off the plane here. So we'll see what they had to, I'm curious to see if they say anything about not getting to eat, because I didn't see them do cabin service, although they should have. But yeah, this is so, I mean, if you've ever been on a plane, this deboarding is so unrealistic, because they would all flood to the aisle, there'd be a line here, and people would be getting their bags and holding up the line. Like, there's none of this, I'm just going to sit in my seat and wait for 3 people to walk by. Like, that does not happen. Does not happen. So I kind of wish that was programmed a little better, but ultimately you're not really meant to sit here and watch this kind of process, I guess. They assume you're going to be doing something on the flight deck during this, but whatever. Well, while we're waiting for the final few people to get off the plane, let me just say, come check me out sometime over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Mustafa. I stream normally Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, although that is subject to my work schedule, which lately has been all over the map. But as we go more into summer here, it should be a little bit more stable. And it's mostly Flight Sim, and occasionally American Truck Simulator or Railroads Online or something like that, but mostly Flight Sim. Friday nights are always fun. That's usually an F&O night, so it's really busy on VATSIM with traffic. And then Thursdays and Saturdays, just kind of a grab bag of either flying or, like I said, sometimes occasionally on Saturdays we'll do truck sim or Railroads Online. And occasionally on a Sunday we'll do a little bit of karaoke. That's always fun too. So come check it out sometime. Again, you don't have to... there's nothing. There's no cost to Twitch or anything like that. It's free, just like YouTube. It just if you want to chat, it requires an account. But again, the account's free. You just sign up. So, all right, here goes our last people. Then we can check out our statistics here. All right, so that says complete now. We can end the flight. And very slightly ahead of schedule. I'm totally telling my friends. Glad we were early. Okay, well, they didn't complain, so maybe they didn't get service. I don't know. All right, we'll save that. And close packs. All right, that is going to do it. Thank you for checking out this flight. We'll see you on the next one to Norfolk.